Hi guys, Darth Deuces here with another Marvel Legends figure review, wrapping up the Thor Ragnarok wave of figures with Marvel's Hela. So she's going to be the main villain of the movie, and I've been seeing a lot of people taking toy photography of this figure and looking really cool. I've been hearing a lot of good things about this figure, so I definitely wanted to pick it up, and I got really lucky and actually found her in stores. She seems to be the most difficult to find of the wave, it seems. So I was happy to finally find her, and we'll take a closer look at her. So first take a look at the packaging, and again you got your standard Marvel Legends packaging with the Mjolnir icon there, the Bath Hulk Legend series. You got the figure in the packaging, which actually looks pretty cool in the packaging, I'm not going to lie. Thor Ragnarok there, Marvel's Hela. You got a pretty cool image of Hela on either side. You got an image of the figure, which looks really cool. And then you've got a really brief bio. It says, Ragnarok obsessed super being, Hela threatens the balance of the kingdoms on her quest for power and dominion. And you've got the Bath Hulk, which I will be reviewing probably next week, because I don't have my Thor Ares with me, and thus I don't have the Bath parts with me. And I won't have them until next week. And the same thing with the overview. I'm going to be doing a wave overview of all the figures, but I don't have all my figures with me, so that won't be happening until next week, so bear with me on that. We have the other figures in the wave. I reviewed every other figure, so you can find those on my channel if you want. Anyways, that is it for the packaging, so I'm going to crack open Hela and take a closer look at the figure outside. So I have Hela out of the packaging, and this is definitely a really cool figure. I would definitely say that it's one of the highlights of the wave. Really, really well done. Might be one of my favorite MCU Marvel Legends figures I have, and I don't own very many Marvel Legends figures, but still, I think it's one of the, out of the MCU Marvel Legends figures I have, I think it's definitely one of my favorite ones. A really, really nice job was put into this figure. Again, not without its flaws. I have some minor issues. Everything I have issue-wise is very minor. So let's get right into it and get on to one of the best parts about this figure, which is the head sculpt, or the alternate head sculpt. The first head sculpt that she's packed in with is her sort of, I guess, god tier mode head sculpt, that, or head mode or whatever, the crazy looking one, which I'll show later. But I thought I'd put on the actress's head sculpt on, and I can't remember what her name is for the life of me, so I apologize for that. But the likeness is really dead on. You know, you got the sculpting of the cheekbones and everything, which looks really good. The lips look really nicely sculpted and painted. The eyes look really good with that really nice glowing sort of green. And the pupils look really good, and the eyebrows look really nice. And it's hard to see, but you actually have like sculpted, or maybe not sculpted, maybe not sculpted, but painted veins, which are just feints to make them actually look like veins, would look really, really cool. And you got the black sort of shadowing around her eyes would look really nice. The hair is also really nice sculpted, all flowing around and everything, like in the trailer and all that. Just looks super, super, super cool. Marvel Legends is definitely leaps and bounds ahead of Black Series in terms of head sculpts. This is fantastic. It rivals import figures at this point. Looks awesome. The rest of the figure looks really good. You've got the black and dark metallic gold, or green going on. Looks really good. You got the nice sculpted detail, sort of, I guess, the black undersuit or whatever. Looks really good, and the metallic green looks really nice. Got the arms here look really good. Some of these parts, like these parts on the forearms right here, are actually separate from this body sculpt, which is really awesome. Makes them pop a little more. Looks really good. Hands here, this one's for gripping the accessories. You got this hand here, which is in an open pose, which is really cool. Mine has her fingers a little warped out, which is looks kind of funny, but I'll try to kink that out later. But yeah, it looks really good. Got the cape here, which is made of a pretty, well, it's stiffer than you'd maybe like it to be, but it looks really good. It flows down all the way down to her legs, which is really cool. You got some of these metallic gold parts on the top, which go around her shoulders, which is pretty nice. It just slots in via a peg, And it's probably one of the better fitting capes of the figures in this wave, mainly because, well, the peg is a bit better and it sticks in better, but also if you have the hair head sculpt on, the hair can kind of keep it in place as well. So that's nice, and it looks good. I like it. Well, legs here, again, really nicely sculpted, really nice paint job, really nothing to complain about for the most part. One thing I will say, I don't know if they meant to go like this or not, but like it seems like mine's left leg is like warped out of shape, not straight. But then again, it doesn't. I was looking at the joint, and the joint doesn't look warped, so I wonder if it's actually supposed to be like that. I'm not 100% sure. I'm assuming it's not supposed to be like that, and it's warped out somewhere. Maybe even in the sculpted leg itself is warped out a bit. It's not a huge issue, it's just an observation, more or less. You got shoes here, and she got some heels going on, which is cool. And she got peg holes at the bottom of her feet. So, she looks really, really good. She also stands really, really tall. One thing I will note is I think her neck is a little long. I mean, I don't know. When you look at it from a distance, it really doesn't look that bad at all, so I don't really think it's much of an issue. But from close up, sometimes you kind of get the feeling the neck looks a little long, but it's not too bad, so I'm not going to complain about it too much. But yeah, she looks really, really good. And she's definitely taller than the average Marvel Legends figure as well, which I also really like. Because the God figures should probably be a bit bigger than normal ones. In terms of articulation, she's pretty good. She has a ball joint head. It's going to be hindered a bit by the hair because the hair isn't very pliable. So she can't look up very much when she has this head sculpt on, but you can rotate and look down. Everything looks all really good. Ball hinges at the shoulders move pretty good. No cut at the bicep. It's just single ball hinges at the elbows, which move alright. You get 90 degrees out of it. It's not the worst thing in the world. Ball hinges at the wrist, which I really like because for the sword wielding hand, she has the proper up and down joint that I like for sword wielding characters. And then for the sort of outstretched hand, it goes in and out like this. So they got the hinges right on this figure, which is awesome. Very happy about that. She has a weight or a torso joint, which pivots and crunches and rotates. It does everything you want it to do. Ball hinges, the hips move pretty good. My only real complaint, I don't know if it's with every figure or not, but on mine, the right hip is a little loose when you have it just standing straight. I mean, when you move it out and whatever, it'll keep its pose. You don't need to worry about that. It's just a little loose when standing straight, which I kind of don't like, but it's not a huge deal. Swivel cuts at the thighs, double hinges at the knees, and hinges at the ankles, which have rockers, and they can actually move up, pivot up a bit, which is really awesome. In terms of accessories, she comes with a few different stuff, so obviously, as you can see, she comes with her sword, which I do believe she uses in the movie, from what we've seen in the trailers. If you want to focus here. There we go. So it looks pretty good. It's got all this nice like winding sort of sculpted detail on there. Looks kind of like wood or something, or warped wood or something. Looks really cool. It's just sculpted into black. It would have been nice to get maybe some sort of silver wash over it or something to bring out some more detail. But it's not too bad. But it looks really good. She holds it really well in her right hand. And yeah, it looks really cool. I like it a lot. Technically, I have her alternate head sculpt on her, but she also comes with this head sculpt, which is your sort of, I guess, God mode head sculpt or something. I don't know. But it's pretty cool. The eyes are white. You got the sort of more greenish looking lips, and the green stuff around her eyes, and this head thing on. You got all this crazy things on the back of her head, which are really quite large, which is cool. I just knocked her over. But yeah, it looks really good. She comes packed with this head on. That's really cool. I mean, I prefer the other head sculpt just because of the detail. Just super cool. I think it's just better looking. But this is really cool as well. So you get the option to do either or, which is really great. Okay, she wants to fall over more. Okay, that's another thing. She likes to fall over. But yeah, and that's pretty much it. I guess. Oh yeah, I guess she comes with the Hulk bath pieces. So I guess I'll show those real quick if she wants to stand. Yeah, so she comes with the right arm of Hulk. I'm not going to show too much of it off, but yeah, you get the right arm of the Hulk. And you also get his axe weapon. Again, I'll go through more of these when I actually review the figure. But yeah, overall, get her up here. Overall, this is a really, really cool figure. Again, I think it's one of the best figures in the wave. If you're collecting the Thor Ragnarok figures, this is a must-have to get. And she's been a little more difficult for people to track down. So if you see one in the stores and you're looking for 100% pick it up when you see it, because you might not get the chance afterwards. So yeah, that's my review. Really like this figure a lot. Highly recommend it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.